Next up, we get our game on, and Grant's looking at the expansion pack of a real gaming classic. Starcraft 2 just got a little bit more interesting.
Queen of Blades.
We've had Starcraft 2 for quite some time, and now, in true Blizzard tradition, we finally have an expansion. It's called Heart of the Swarm and focuses on the Zerg's campaign and a bunch of new units overall. But before we kick things off, I think it might be best to reminisce over the wonder that is Starcraft. Starcraft was released in 1998 and was touted at the time by video game journalists as one of the most important video games of all time. It's a competitive science fiction strategy game set in outer space, viewed from an isometric top-down angle. The objective of the game was to mine resources in order to build an army to attack your opponent. In order to effectively defend your base and attack your enemies, resource management and swift reactions were needed. It sort of played out like real-time chess and Ching Chong Cha, all wrapped up into one. As a result, the game picked up popularity and, along with Quake 3, became one of the forerunners to the thriving competitive gaming scene. The game consisted of 3 races: Zerg, Protoss, and Terran. Zerg represented a bug-like alien race that required heavier micromanagement than the other teams. The focus of their gameplay was to swarm, slow and hard, rather than a quick response. Yeah, I know you could Zerg rush, but for the most part it was slow and hard. Protoss are an elite race covered in gold and bear a resemblance to Egyptian aesthetics. They're unique in the fact that they have energy shields to protect themselves, which are rechargeable. And then finally Terran, a race of humans that uses human technology to battle with. Each of the races are exceptionally balanced, making competitive play fair and extremely enjoyable. The expansion Brood War was released on November 30th, 1998 and brought further balancing changes and new units to each of the teams. It quickly became the de facto standard in the Starcraft competitive league. Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty was released about 12 years later in 2010 and followed very much the same formula. Ultimately, how do you perfect on perfection? New online tools and graphics, more balancing and exclusive focus on a Terran campaign pretty much summed it up. Now, in 2013, welcome Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. The online tools have been refined with a focus exclusively on the Zerg campaign. It's a great way to release games in the genre to flesh out a story that can get rather complicated. It also helps those who have a favorite race in the game to enjoy their very own campaign. Because I know you're special. A handful of new units also have made their way into the game for every race, allowing for a variety of different strategies. The new units are significant, and the changes they bring to the game will more than likely have a similar effect to that of Brood War to the original Starcraft. It is truly a series that has defined a genre and should well be praised. We look forward to multiplayer lobbies full of players taking on the new Heart of the Swarm.